All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Dumas. I'm the Vice Chair of the American Bar Association's Law Student Division. Wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for joining us this afternoon, especially for those of you who weren't in Chicago over the summer to attend our in-person training. We're going to go over a few things, sort of orient you with the ABA Law Student Division, give you an idea of sort of what the expectations are for you as ABA reps, as well as we're going to go over sort of best practices for you to use at your school for not only recruiting members, but then helping them become active members of the ABA and really getting something out of their membership. So with that, we'll go ahead and introduce our panelists today. As I said, I'm Mike Dumas. I'm the ABA Law Student Division's Vice Chair. With us, we have Austin Greathouse, who is the Staff Director of the ABA Law Student Division. He's really a great go-to person, knowing the ins and outs of not only the Law Student Division, but sort of how we play along with the rest of the ABA and their internal structure, which we'll get to in a few minutes. We're also joined by Cami Morello from the ABA's Membership and Marketing Department. She is a fantastic resource as far as not only giving you your rep boxes, but for those of you who are at schools where they've done a full list upload for membership, she plays a very big part of that. And she's going to be going over the Rep Rewards program, which is sort of where we incentivize you not only attracting members to the ABA, but helping them be involved in the ABA and getting a benefit from that, sort of a show of appreciation for that. So we'll be getting to that a little bit later in our program. Lastly, we're joined by Brandy Pikus. Brandy is a former circuit governor within the ABA Law Student Division. She has since graduated and moved on to the glamorous life of Associate Corporate Counsel at Raymond James. And Brandy's sort of going to give us the benefit of hindsight, sort of things she did and some of the successes she had and some of the things maybe she did that weren't so successful that, she can learn from and hopefully you can learn from as well. So we've got a very diverse panel today. We're hoping to keep this under an hour. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. I would note we are taking attendance today, and the benefit of this is for those of you who were not at the in-person training in August, being here today will give you Rep Rewards points, which, as I said, Cami will explain the benefits of that shortly. The way we're taking attendance is at the end of our program, we're going to have a URL for you to click on, and I think there's 1 or 2 steps for you to verify that you were here and for you to get your points. If you were at the annual meeting training, you won't get double points, so you'll be here and you'll get the benefit of this, but if you were here previously, you won't get a double dip of reward points. So let's first get started about talking about the structure of the ABA, and I'm actually going to start from the bottom and work our way up. We are part of the Law Student Division, which everyone who's an ABA Law Student member, there are some who don't realize that we have a Law Student Division. So the Law Student Division is not only responsible for recruiting members who are law students into the ABA, but we also sort of have a lobbying position within the greater ABA, advocating for law student interests. I'm sure some of you are familiar with our efforts for the Uniform Bar Exam, public service loan forgiveness. We're taking a lead on in advocating that the Congress save that program. So we're very much the lobbying arm of the American Bar Association's law student members. The makeup of the Law Student Division, for those of you who attended either this year or even 2 years ago, we have a Law Student Assembly, which is made up, if you want to think of it, it's almost like the Law Student Congress, if you will. Each school allows 2 votes, one for the SBA presidents and one for an ABA rep. Sometimes they're the same person who just gets 2 votes, sometimes they're separate persons. Each school is almost unique in how they designate that person. Some will appoint, some will elect. But the ABA reps, all of you, have a vote in our Law Student Division Assembly. We take up business ranging from amending our own bylaws to urging the ABA, the big ABA, taking policy positions on different things. So that's sort of how we get business done in a large part in the Law Student Division, is through that and passing various resolutions. At the top, and I hate using that term at the top, but sort of the overseers of the Law Student Division are our Board of Governors. That Board of Governors is made up of 8 national officers, myself included, and we'll break down that structure a little bit more in a minute. As well as it includes 15 circuit governors. Most of you, I'm sure, have already been contacted by your circuit governors in one respect or another. These are geographic regions. They're not entirely broke down like the U.S. Circuit's Court of Appeals, but they serve the same general function. They're a geographically designated area, and the governor is responsible for a large part of getting communications from the ABA out to you, helping to organize regional events. And they also make up this 23-member Board of Governors for the Law Student Divisions, who's sort of sets the direction and is responsible for executing the plans that the Assembly has passed, and also things that we have sort of a stake in or an interest in, one of those obviously being public service loan forgiveness. Moving up the chain, we have our ABA entities, and you've probably heard these referred to as SDFs, or sections, divisions, and forums. These are sort of the substantive parts of the ABA. These are broken down in large part by practice areas. So you'll have, the criminal justice section. You'll have state and local government, sports and entertainment law. I already said state and local government. These are areas where there are benefits for law students, where normally you would think, well, geez, these are practicing attorneys, they have their own issues. But as you know, maybe not as a 1L, sometimes not even as a 2L, but as a 3L, you sort of usually have an idea of where you want to practice in. And these sections and divisions and forums provide programming that focus on new and exciting events within that practice area. They often have panels. They have regional events. So each of these sections, divisions, and forums, most of them anyways, have law student division liaisons, which means it's a law student division member who's been assigned to this section, division, or forum. And the responsibility of that person is not only to attract law student members to that entity for purposes of long-term engagement, but they're also responsible for taking relevant content and bringing it to law students. So in the past, we've done a lot to have in-person events in schools. There may be 4 or 5 really active members of the torts, trial, and insurance practice section who are in Dallas, for example. And let's say a law school there has, for whatever reason, a very active and engaged insurance student committee, and they're interested in having a panel at their school. One of the things you can do as an ABA rep is help connect those resources available in the community with the interested student group. So, reaching out to the liaison and saying, hey, we've got the student group at our school, we'd really love to have a panel. Who do you know that we have locally we could contact and bring them in and have an event? That's one of the functions they serve. Additionally, these sections, divisions, and forums tend to have regional conferences in the fall and the spring. What the liaison should be doing is, if there is a particular conference coming to your area, they should be contacting you and letting you know, hey, we're coming to town, here's a schedule of events. We invite law students and anybody at your school to come attend. So it's sort of a two-way street. It can help connect interested law students with the section, and it can also serve a purpose of connecting the section with law students who might not yet know that they're interested in this particular area. So The liaison program is something we could spend hours on, but it exists. So if there's an interest in your school, one of the things you can do is, maybe you don't know who to reach out to your circuit governor, reach out to us on the national level. We can help connect you with those resources, because that's really the substantive portion of the ABA, and really what members are engaged for the duration of their career. So getting past that, we then have the larger ABA. Like the Law Student Division, the big ABA also has a Congress-like policymaking section that's called the ABA House of Delegates. It's made up of not only state representatives to the House of Delegates, but also these sections, divisions, and forums have their own interests they're advocating for, so they have members in the House of Delegates. They meet twice a year at the ABA annual meeting, as well as the ABA mid-year meeting, to conduct lots of business. There's always different types of resolutions, ranging from social issues to structural issues to a whole host of things they discuss. So that exists, and they set policy for the whole ABA. Sort of above them in the hierarchy, you can put it that way, is the ABA Board of Governors. They are the overseers for the entire American Bar Association. We are fortunate to have one of the Law Student Board of Governors members be a representative on that board. So they have a voice, and we have a voice in sort of that broad, general structure of the ABA, the overseers. So we've probably spent more time on this than you care, but that's sort of giving you an idea of how the ABA operates. You may at times hear, well, the Law Student Division is doing this, or the big ABA is doing this, and this just gives you a general idea of where those directives, where those policy decisions are being made. So moving past that to our next slide, sort of breaks down the structure of our division, the Law Student Division, a little bit better. I told you about our Law Student Division Board of Governors, that small 23-person overseeing body, and that's made up of those 8 national officers you see there, our chair Fabiani Duarte. Below that, I'm the vice chair. My focus, a lot of it is on membership, which is why I'm here talking to you today. We have a second vice chair of SBA, that's Josephine Bond. She's focused on helping student bar associations. So if you're one of those dual role persons, maybe you're an ABA rep who's also the SBA president, you probably hear from her quite a lot. We also have a secretary-treasurer, as you would expect for a Board of Governors. We have our one rep to the big ABA Board of Governors, as I mentioned. And then we have 3 delegates to the ABA House of Delegates. So the big ABA's Congress, we have 3 voting members of that body, which is important when we need to not only vote on policy initiatives that we're interested in, but also introducing policy initiatives. Those are the 3 people who can really help make a big difference when we're advocating for something as a Law Student Division. After that, the balance of the 23 members are made up of the 15 circuit governors, as I mentioned, those regional, on-the-ground representatives. We do, at times, have non-voting members because there is some overlap with elections. That may be changing. But that is the structure of our division. So who do you contact if you have questions? I'm sure a lot of you are members of our Facebook group, the ABA Reps. That can be a great place to generate questions and sometimes get really quick answers. If you're not on the group, if you're not into Facebook, you can always email me. My email is there. Fabiani, our chair, is also very diligent at responding to folks. Austin, our staff director, who I mentioned, is phenomenal when it comes to the inner workings of the ABA, and he can either answer a question very quickly that might seem technical, or he can connect you with the right people. And your circuit governor, that person's there as a regional point of contact. If it's, geez, I've just got this general question, I don't quite know the answer to it. They might know the answer. If they need to contact somebody else, they certainly can, but they're a great resource. They might be, a neighborhood away, they might be at your own school, or they might be a few states away, but I would certainly encourage you to, even if you don't have questions, make yourself familiar to them. They're really a great resource. Cami, if you are on the ABA Facebook group, you'll sometimes see, if somebody's asked a question, I refer them to Cami because she is really a wonderful resource when it comes to, boy, my box was lost, or my school has questions about, giving a full list for ABA membership. She's, as I said, a really wonderful resource for questions like that. So with that, I'm going to pass this over to Austin, who's going to talk to you a bit about what your role as an ABA rep is and sort of what the expectations are when it comes to that. So, Austin.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. I just want to say to everyone, if you have any questions, there should be a Q&A icon somewhere on the screen. And if you want to just shoot those questions our way, we'll let those build up and kind of wait till the end, unless it's an immediate question we think we can get to very quickly. So yeah, that's the way you can ask questions if you're interested in some sort of interactive action here. So let me just share my screen again. I have some technical difficulties here. Okay. Back to this. So ABA reps role on campus. You guys are really our boots on the ground. You're the ones who are there on campus. As Mike went through that structure, you notice everyone's either more regional or even national. But you guys are the ones who are there on campus, who can really help us promote the ABA and get the word out and tell your friends, tell your peers about what's going on here. Because I went to law school a few years ago, and I didn't know a lot about the ABA, to be honest, and I wasn't a member. So, ironically, I wasn't involved, and I think if I would have had someone there to tell me about the ABA and get out and get the word out, I think it really would have been helpful to me, because now that I've been on the inside and kind of seen how the ABA works and see how people like Brandy and Mike have really benefited from being a part of this, it's an important thing to spread the word about, and that's why you're there. Distribute news, answer questions, coordinate programming, all those things as a representative there on campus. So from time to time you'll hear from someone, a governor or another entity that's coming to your campus about something that's going on. So I just hope that if you could be responsive with them and work with them to coordinate those events on your campus, that's a great chance for you to table there, of course, and to get the word out. But it's just a great experience for you because you get to work with usually another entity or someone who's involved. And I think Brandy will get more into that as we move on. You're also your school's voice in the ABA. It's a pretty rare thing, actually, if you think about it. There's only 200 ABA reps out there. So it's a really rare and unique thing that you get to come to ABA annual meeting and you get to vote on these things that Mike mentioned earlier, these resolutions that we do that actually have an impact on the ABA's policy. They have an impact in some ways on legal education, or in some other cases even the profession more broadly. So it's just a really unique experience for the people who get involved and who do it. So you get that chance, and you also get the chance to vote on elections and to decide who's going to represent you on the national level. So very unique opportunity. It's only you and the SBA presidents who get that. So it's your chance to really be heard. and of course, why join? I think that's one of the biggest questions that students have. As you're the rep, you'll get these questions about why you should join. And again, this is something that Brandy will probably get into a little bit more. But I just wanted to touch on briefly some of the reasons that you want to, because the hardest thing to do is really kind of relay what value the ABA has to people who don't really know about the ABA. A lot of times the question is, what's in it for me? And so just by joining, you'll have access to, and this is a new thing, to Quimby.com, which is a online course supplement. We get 6 months of that as a member of the ABA, so that's a great new partnership we have with Quimby. There are things like Hertz, rent-a-car discounts. There's some other discounts. And some things like that, and you can find these on the ABA website, and like I said, again, Brandy's going to get into this. And also, like I mentioned earlier, the connections that you can make within the ABA, it's so valuable. That's the thing that I think a lot of students don't understand, is just the sheer 400,000 members here in the ABA at a national level. There's state and local bars. There are bars that are more involved at the local level, but there's really no one with the amount of power players in the membership that you can make connections to if you end up going to an event, if you end up going to a regional event put on by one of those sections, divisions, or forums in your area, or if you get them to come to your school. So those connections that you can make and really in the pipeline of as you join as a member, the people you get to meet here in the ABA, it's really unparalleled. So I think that those are important things to keep in mind as people ask you why join. And of course, that goes hand in hand with really advancing your career. We have a job board out there, and you can find that on our website. We have a free career advice series. But and that really ties in with those connections. We can provide these resources that really no one else can. So important things to keep in mind as people ask you why join. And of course, people like Brandy and Mike can attest to the opportunities. And you're really getting a good sense of it. If you're a 1L or a 2L right now, I'd really encourage you to look at some of those opportunities coming up to be a leader here in the ABA. Because you're kind of getting your first taste of it, and I think it's a good opportunity to see what it's all about, and then kind of work your way up the chain. But those type of opportunities are only there for people who join. And yes, now it's free, so that's an important thing to keep in mind. Obviously, that should be make this all a no-brainer. It's very simple. Well, you can sign up online, or you can call the service center, the ABA Service Center, and you can join for free. So that was very quickly. I wanted to go through that quickly, and hopefully Brandy will get to it a little more in detail. But right now, I'll hand it back over to Mike, so he can any questions or anything.
Thank you, Austin. And just to sort of piggyback off of what you said, I've been an ABA rep before, and for those of you who have gone through the table and experience at orientation, I know it can sometimes be a hard sell. I know it was a hard sell for me when we were charging $25 a year for it. But the ABA is what you make of it. Even if you don't take advantage of a leadership opportunity, there are opportunities to be published. There are opportunities to lead panels. So, it doesn't mean you have to, sacrifice everything in your law school career to be a part of the ABA. It's really meant to be something that works in conjunction and sort of complements your in-class experience, as well as sort of partnering with folks who are outside of that law school experience, who have been there and can, mentor you, can, give you career advice, and, in some instances, maybe even be in the position to offer you a job. So, It's really what you make of it, and that goes the same for people who join the ABA to you as reps. The more you invest, the more you and others will get out of it. So with that, I will pass this over to Kim, who will give us an overview of the Rep Rewards programs, membership boxes, tabling. She has a great presentation lined up, so I'll pass it over to her.
Hi, my name is Katie Morello. I'm your contact for ABA Rep Rewards, and ABA Rep, ABA Rep Rewards is the incentive program for you as an ABA rep. Through the program, you'll win prizes like t-shirts and Amazon gift cards for spreading the word about the value of ABA membership. This is the first year that we're offering Rep Rewards online to make it easy for you to share membership and check your progress in the program. So I hope you like it. Just one moment while I bring it up and walk you through the website. So to get onto the website, you go to ambar.org/reprewards.
Hey, Cami, real quick, could you show your screen? There it is. Thanks.
There we go. Okay. So you go to ambar.org/reprewards. You go ahead and log into the website. This will take you to the ABA website. So you'll enter in your email address and password. Typically, it's going to be your law school email address. If you've never logged in before, you can either use your email address or your membership ID for your username, and then use your last name as your password. Go ahead and log in. And this is your home page that you'll see when you log in. Your points are cumulative, so they will never drop off, and they're listed right here. So as you earn prizes, you can watch your points grow here throughout the year until May 2016. Down here is a leaderboard where ABA reps are listed by number of earned points. At the end of May, the top rep will earn an iPad Air 2. On the How to Earn Prizes page, it's easy to earn points by recruiting new members, recruiting a new member into an ABA specialty group like business law or litigation, promoting ABA membership through social media channels, hosting a tabling event, taking part in rep training like you're doing today, or coordinating an ABA event at your school to earn more points for prizes. Also, you'll see the t-shirt that you'll win, 750 points. It'll have a vintage look. I don't have a picture of it here right now, but it'll feature an alligator with a tagline, "See you later, litigator." V-necks for women, crew necks for guys. You'll be asked to confirm your size when you achieve the reward. For other prizes, they'll be distributed automatically as you earn them. And to put it in perspective, if you're recruiting students by sending an email and say 100 students join the ABA and a specialty section as well, you'll earn 1,000 points for that, which is good for a $25 Amazon gift card, a t-shirt, and a badge. So on the benefits page, this just gives you talking points to talk to the students about the ABA membership value proposition and how students can benefit from being a member in the ABA. Here on the share page, we have a template email for you to use. You just drop in your email addresses here. You can send a test first so you can see what the students are seeing. But this is where you can go on the website to grab that template email. Also, you'll earn points for sharing on Facebook. So here's an example. You would just go ahead and write join the ABA and share through the website, but be sure to use this feature so that you receive credit for your social media post. So here's where you find your personal cards. If you prefer to hand out materials, you can print personal cards here. Also, if you have not received your rep box yet, you can go here to request that. Oh, and I also wanted to mention on our frequently asked questions page, it lists lots of questions that may come up. You can reference this here, questions like information that's needed to enroll your law school into membership and where you should send your signups. It's all listed here in our FAQ. So in closing, I just wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you for your hard work in helping us recruit members this year. I know you guys do a lot of hard work, and we appreciate your efforts. And the students, I know once they receive free membership benefits, they will thank you as well. So with that, I'm going to unshare my screen here and hand it back to you, Austin.
Sure, and I'll hand it over to Mike in a minute, but I wanted to address a couple of questions I saw. For the person who says that, Charles, I see you say your video isn't playing. We're going to record this, and you'll be able to come back in and pick up where you left off. So if you're having some sort of video issues, I would recommend logging out of this page and coming back in again, and as well as potentially just watching it from where you left off. It'll be up on our YouTube page. And there was, yeah, and that goes for the same for Ashley, who came in late. You'll be fine. You'll be able to come in and watch what you missed. And there are a couple other questions, Mike, and we'll get to those in the end. So go ahead and take it away.
Sure, but before we move on for this, I know a question that I've received from folks in the past, and maybe, Cammie, this is for you, or maybe Austin. If an ABA rep attends a school who's done one of those full student enrollments, how else can they earn points towards their rep rewards? Because they're already all members of the ABA, so what else can they do to earn those points?
That's a great question. They can recruit students into section divisions or forums, like business law or litigation. So instead of focusing their tabling event on recruiting new members, their focus should be on recruiting them into a section division or forum and communicating the benefits of doing that.
Great, thank you. And just so everybody knows, I'm sure you've all heard that students are limited in the number of sections, divisions, and forums that they can sign up for. Right now, the cap is 5. What that doesn't include, though, is free membership in the law student division, as well as the young lawyers division. So it's sort of 7. It's like a 5 plus 2. So students can choose up to 5, and they can always switch those. And I believe they do that by calling the service desk, Cammie?
Yes, if they need to change, they should call the service desk to do that.
Great, thank you. All right, so we will move on to our next presenter, Brandy. You have been through this process before. What are the secrets, and what advice can you give our ABA reps?
Thanks, Mike. Hi, everyone. I'm Brandy. I just graduated from Stetson Law School and was the ABA rep there, as well as we have a vice rep that you do your 2L year. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you that I think a lot of people overlook is really leveraging your administration. They can really help you. They can give you money, give you support. They can really be there. You know, I think we're a little late on this, but you should definitely pass this on to your predecessors, is get in with your administration so that you can get orientation materials, get your ABA stuff into the orientation materials. That way, by the time you have your first tabling event, people already know what the ABA is. It's not a question. On top of that, many of the deans at your schools and the professors are active in the ABA. Many of them are active in certain sections, divisions, and forums, and they lead committees. So you really want to find out who those people are and use them as resources. They can provide you materials from their sections. They can help you provide speakers for different events that you're doing, and overall just help you promote events that you're hosting on campus by showing up to them, announcing them in classes, and just generally letting everybody know that the ABA is present. The other big thing is knowing your product. And I think this is something that everybody has already touched on, so I'll try not to go over it too much. But the biggest thing here, the biggest sell you have is that for one membership, signing up for a Law Student Division membership, you get 5 free memberships. Well, even 6 because you get the YLD. What's better than that? For the price of nothing, you get 7 memberships. Who else can really say that? So you really want to push those sections, divisions, and forums because those are more specific to what people are looking for based off of what practice area they're interested in. You know, when you're tabling, take the time to talk to the people who are coming to your table and find out what they're interested in, and then really point them in the direction and show them that the ABA has something specific for them. Also, another big sell is that the ABA is obviously a national organization. So if they're not necessarily interested in staying in the location of your school, you can show them that they can network with people from across the country and even internationally. So there's a lot bigger draw than, say, going to your local county bar. Another thing along with that is that you can be a member of the ABA for your entire career. Your membership with the ABA is not going to end when you're done with law school. You continue to grow as an ABA member and within the organization into different sections with your career. And I think that's a really big draw that a lot of other organizations can't give you. Discounts, everybody loves a good discount, especially when you need a new suit, and you can go down to Brooks Brothers and get a discount with your ABA membership. Know about the job board, the writing competitions, the Student Lawyer magazine, and other ABA journals that are given out. These are all things people are looking for you in their membership. Things like the writing competitions you can use to promote the ABA all year long. There's quite a few writing competitions throughout the year, and so that can keep you present and noticeable with the students on campus. And these writing competitions focus on a wide range of practice areas, so there might be something for everyone. As Mike also talked about, the conferences that the different sections, divisions, and forums put on, keep an eye out for those. Always promote those, even if they aren't right in your local area, because people are willing to travel for those and are interested in those. Same thing, those cover all areas of law, so those are going to create a lot of interest across campus. I know that when I was tabling, I had many students come up to me that I didn't even realize were active in the ABA and told me they recently attended one of these conferences and it was the best experience of their law school career, and because of that they find the ABA to be the greatest event, organization on campus. So use that. Also, if the conference is local, try and get them to also come and do an event at campus, or arrange for a group of students to go to the conference. Volunteer to help out. Be active at those conferences and take advantage of them. Another tip that I have is to partner with other organizations that you have on campus. One of the best things you can do is to co-sponsor events. Sometimes it's hard to do your own events. Budgets might be tight. The scheduling might be tight. Partner with those other organizations, especially organizations that have big draws on campus. Offer to help them out and ask them if you can set up a table at their event or to speak for 5 minutes. Everybody loves to have a little bit of extra money towards their events and a larger drawing of people. So I think that's a great way to get out there and let people know that the ABA is there and what you can do for them. Also, while you're working with these other organizations, try and help them with the grant fund. Many people don't know about these grant funds, so you want to let the organizations know that there are funds available through the ABA. So make sure you let them know about these and help them to apply for those. That can be really helpful in putting on a great new event on your campus. Also, be active in your SBA. Don't just show up to the meetings. Be there and be active. Try and make an ABA announcement at every meeting. You know, see what's going on with the ABA. If there is a conference coming up or a writing competition, or you have an event going on campus, try and make an announcement regularly and let people know that the ABA is there. As many of you know, communication is one of the most important things and sometimes one of the most difficult things. There's a lot of different channels and you want to try and use them all. Obviously, tabling is great. You can be face-to-face with people and be there to easily answer questions. Try and table regularly. Don't just stop after the first month of school. Keep doing it throughout the year. And I'd especially recommend it after coming back from the winter holidays, especially the 1Ls who were overwhelmed when they first started school and everybody was tabling. They'll come back ready to get involved and more settled in what's going on with law school. So you'll want to be there for them after the holidays. Also, make sure you're utilizing email. Any forms of school announcements that you have, whether they're emails, announcement boards, flyers around campus, try and utilize everything that you have that the school provides you. If you can make a Facebook page specifically for your school ABA, that's a great way to post things and share things and be active. Also use the ABA Rep Facebook page that I believe Mike mentioned earlier. The place to go and get ideas from other reps. You know, if you're needing an idea for a new event, go on there and I'm sure you'll get a ton of different responses from things that have worked at other schools. And, you know, or if you're trying to change some policy or working on something with your SBA, if you go on the Facebook page, there's plenty of people who are willing to share their bylaws or experiences with you and help you to achieve whatever it is you're trying to do on your campus. And LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram, those are also all great forms of communication. I also believe that knowing where to go for help, I think Mike and Austin also already covered these, but your governor really is a great resource for you to have. Your governor is relatively local to you and can sometimes meet with you, but they know the people that you should be contacting. So if you're looking for something, you have a question about something, go to your governor. If they don't know the question, if they don't know the answer, they will help you and reach out to their resources to solve the problem for you. And like I said, also use the Facebook group. Finally, I would say make sure you do all that you can to attend the meetings. They're great opportunities, whether it's the annual meeting each year or it's the spring or fall meeting. That's your circuit or culmination of circuits. It's a great time to meet other students like you, get ideas, network. They're really great opportunities. And this goes back to utilizing your administration. You ask your administration for money and funds to travel those or sponsorship or to host them at your own school. I think that's all that I have.
Great, thank you, Brandy. And I have to say, if so Mike just texted me and said that he lost power. I guess they're having floods and some issues in Maine. So this is the first for our Google Hangout. So Mike, if you're there, he tried to get in on his phone, but I will take over. And Cammie, I think especially you may be able to jump in and answer some of these questions. So let me, before I do that, let me go to this, what some of you were likely waiting for, to count your attendance. If you follow this, let me just pull myself up here to everyone. If you follow this link, tinyurl.com/lsdreptraining, one word, go there and submit the form, and we will count you as having attended, and we'll give you the 50 points. So that is all you need to do to count your attendance. And with that, I will move on to a couple questions. A few of you have questions, and if anyone else has questions, I'd encourage you to get those in now, because there can be a little bit of a lag sometimes to see those come up. So any last questions? This will be the sort of last call for that. And so I'll start with this one, and I don't know if Mike is here, but how do student ABA reps figure out who their circuit governor is and how to contact them? And maybe even Brandy can jump in and answer this. Any thoughts on that?
The advice I would say is get to know the ABA website and use that, and I believe everybody should be on there and a little snippet about your governor. But definitely you reach out to them through email, and a lot of them are willing to talk to you over the phone as well and talk some things out.
Yeah, I think that's right. And Mike's back. There he is. Oh, lost power. Yeah, we got to play it by ear sometimes. No, I think that's exactly right. Go on the website, and sometimes our website is a little bit hard to navigate, so you can always reach out to Mike. You can always reach out to me to ask who your circuit governor is. We're happy to answer those questions. And the good news about that website comment is we are actually working on a new website for you guys that should be ready in November, somewhere around that time. So we're really excited. It's going to be a lot more easy to navigate. It's going to look a lot prettier. And I hope it's going to give students a great experience, and we're really excited about that. So be on the lookout for that and be ready to push that out there. Mike, any other thoughts about how to get in touch with the circuit governor as an ABA rep?
Sure. Certainly one of the things to use is the website. It lists all of our leaders, and also keep your eye on your email. It's rare that a week will go by where you don't hear from your circuit governor for one reason or another. There might be an upcoming program. There might be, a new issue being advanced by the Law Student Division. So keep your eyes open to your email for that. And if you're on the Facebook group, you can always reach out. I think a number of our governors are members of that Facebook group. We all try to be as accessible as we can. So when in doubt, ask as many people as you can, and we'll get you connected.
I'd like to echo Mike's comment and say definitely watch your emails from the governors. they will send you regular emails, and try not to ignore them because they're usually pretty important and have good information that you're going to want to know and be able to relay to the other students at your school. I know you can get a lot of emails and sometimes a lot of emails from the ABA in general, but don't miss those emails from your governor.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And like I said, if all else fails, don't be afraid to reach out to one of us. We were here to help. Don't be afraid to contact staff. Don't be afraid to contact Mike. And Brandy's moved on, so don't contact her. But everyone else, we're here to help. So we want to talk to you. Please contact us. This may be more up Cammie's alley here. They're asking about, Charles is asking about the membership sign-up forms. Who does he send those to?
He
Where
can
does he
send
send
them in the mail. I'm gonna share my screen again so I can show him, if I can, really quick. Okay. Should go ahead and send them to us in Chicago here. You can send it care of Kami Morello. That way I'll be sure to get it. It's American Bar Association. It's 321 North Clark Street, Chicago, 60657.
Great, that's perfect. Let's see, other questions. We have some good questions here. So Ashley was wondering if the SBA has an ABA committee that she heads. Can her committee join the ABA Facebook page? So yeah, it's a closed group, that the ABA rep group, but I don't see a problem if someone who's connected to the ABA joins the group, and I think that's just done through an invite. And I don't know if Mike, can you send invites through the Facebook page, or can anyone who's a part of the group send it?
Yeah, you can send invites to anybody, but since it's a closed group, it requires approval to join. So the notification would just pop up to me, and I think there are a couple others with admin access, but that's how you join the group.
Yep, so I would encourage that. I think that's totally fine if they want to come in and keep an eye on the Facebook page as an ABA committee. No issues with that here. So one last question, and I assume Catherine is asking, what if she's not hearing from a rep? And I think maybe you mean your governor. So my guess is that you should be hearing from the governor, and every once in a while they send, they should send emails through a listserv. And if you're not getting those listservs for your circuit, shoot me an email and we'll try to get you on the right path. But generally, I would say if you reach out to them and you don't hear from them, you know, take it up with Mike. Let us know. It may be that they're missing the emails or something. There are tons of emails that we all get. So, you know, if you contact Mike, contact me, and let us know who you're trying to get a hold of. We can refer you to the right place, and hopefully it won't be an issue, Catherine. So again, reach out to one of us. Let us know. Any other thoughts on that, Mike?
No, that's a good point. If you're not hearing from your governor as much as you think you should, certainly let us know. You never know. It could be a technical glitch with your email. We can look into that. But you should be hearing from them pretty regularly. Maybe not every week, but probably every other week, sometimes more, sometimes less. So you should be hearing from them pretty regularly. So yeah, let us know if you're not getting those communications, because as Brandy said, they are important and contain pretty helpful information, not only for you, but as well as your students.
Yeah, I think that's right. Thanks, Mike. So that is all of the questions. Oh, one more popped up. Oh, Charles has another great question, and this is going to be directed to Mike too. Is there going to be anything on the loan forgiveness? And I think in general, just more info where you can find that. And it's obviously a big issue for students across the country. So we want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Obviously, the Senate hasn't acted on public service loan forgiveness. We had our grassroots social media campaign with the hashtag loan forgiveness. And let me make sure I have the address right. If you go to ambar.org/loan, the number 4 forgiveness, that'll bring you to the landing site for ABA Grassroots, who is sort of spearheading the logistical aspect of this campaign. They've been great working with us, with affinity groups, with a lot of different people to help get traction on this issue. The problem, obviously, with public service loan forgiveness, and obviously we could spend hours discussing it, is that we don't know how the Senate could act on it. There's no fixed date where there's going to be an up or down vote. So it's a very fluid situation. Things can happen quickly. So if and when, and really it's more of the when, there are developments for PSLF, you will definitely hear about it through Facebook, through our Twitter, through your email. We definitely plan on keeping folks in the loop and hopefully trying to get some regional ways where folks can get involved. So definitely keep your ear to the ground on that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. The information we're sharing it as it comes in, and Mike's actually heading up the committee that oversees the efforts that we've seen so far, and it's a very important issue that we're dealing with, and students are very concerned about it. So we may be looking to do local events, and if we do, we'll be reaching out to the ABA reps at those schools for help. So that is all the questions, and I just wanted to thank everyone on the panel here, Mike, Brandy, especially for taking the time out and not being your duties anymore as a part of the Law Student Division. Thanks for coming back and visiting us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And Cammie, thanks again. I see you in the office every day, so.
Yeah.
So that's good. And Mike, we'll be in touch. So again.
Austin?
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, I have one more thing to add. It sort of popped into my brain. I wasn't sure where the best place was to interject it. I know we've focused a lot and talked a lot about in-person events, whether it's conferences coming to your town or whether it's getting folks to come into your school. One of the other benefits for the ABA is these sections, divisions, and forums who have regional meetings, they also tend to have webinars with national experts on topics from around the country. I know we just had a school recently who wanted to stream one of the webinars to their whole class or their whole student group. So, I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about webinars, but they are really a great tool for folks who can't connect on an in-person basis. So it's certainly a benefit to keep in mind when you're talking to folks.
Great point. All right, well, with that, thank our viewers and again our panel. Thank you so much. Any questions, let us know. Bye.